Zidane destroys Spain, the absolute truth behind Messi's tears and the tunnel battle. Before we dive into this madness, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel right now, and turn on notifications. What we witnessed in this World Cup final was not just another football match. It was an epic 120-minute battle, a war of nerves that ended with the bitter taste of Spain's 1-0 victory after extra time. But the real explosion happened after the official cameras stopped rolling. What took place inside the players' tunnel was a scandal unlike anything seen before. As Lionel Messi walked away holding back his pain, tears filling his eyes, exhausted after leaving every last drop of sweat on the pitch, several Spanish players crossed every line of respect. Instead of celebrating with the dignity that a World Cup title demands, young players like Dani Olmo, Gavi, and Eric Garcia turned toward the Argentine bench, throwing insults, mocking gestures, and taunts aimed at the greatest player of all time. That lack of respect triggered an immediate and inevitable response. Leandro Paredes, Nahuel Molina, and the rest of Argentina's warriors refused to stand by and do nothing. They were never going to allow anyone to trample on the honor of their captain or the pride of an entire nation. A full-scale confrontation broke out inside the tunnel, with shoving, shouting, and an atmosphere of overwhelming tension that proved the pride of Argentina's jersey is something that can never be negotiated. Meanwhile, the European media and newspapers in Madrid quickly rushed to create their own version of events, branding the Argentine players as sore losers while conveniently ignoring the provocations that came first. But just as that false narrative was beginning to spread, a living legend of world football stepped forward to set the record straight and shake all of Europe. Zinedine Zidane, a legendary figure who knows exactly what it means to play in a World Cup final, feel the pressure, and defend personal honor in the most intense moments, broke his silence during an exclusive and censored interview with the American outlet The Athletic. Zizou's words not only stunned the football world, but completely destroyed the story that many in Madrid were trying to sell. When asked about Messi's tears after spending more than 2 hours trapped inside a suffocating tactical cage, Zidane appeared deeply moved and declared with a voice filled with emotion, "What a dark and heartbreaking night for football." It was a night when the ball itself cried alongside Lionel Messi's tears. When the final whistle blew, there wasn't a winner and a loser in the traditional sense of the word. I saw a titan, a warrior who gave his life for the jersey of his country, fighting until his very last breath against a suffocating tactical trap and against the inevitable weight of time. Today I want to tell him directly, Leo, don't lower your head for even a single second. Walk with your head held high and with your pride completely intact. This temporary defeat does not take away even a single milligram of gold from the sacred throne you built through 20 years of pure genius. What you accomplished by leading this generation of Argentina to 2 consecutive World Cup finals is something extraordinary that only the gods of sport could ever achieve. History will completely forget the result of these 90 minutes, but it will never, ever forget the man who made football the most beautiful and exciting sport on this planet. Zidane continued by reflecting on his own career in order to deliver a message that struck deeply into the hearts of football fans everywhere. I've been in those exact same shoes. I know perfectly well what it feels like to lose a World Cup final in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. I know that silent pain that tears your chest apart from the inside. But football owes Lionel Messi far more than Messi could ever owe football. He doesn't need to lift another trophy to prove to anyone that he is the absolute king of this sport. My words are not driven by pity. They are a recognition of the truth and a tribute to a magician who gave us decades of pure magic. All of Argentina and the entire world are infinitely proud of him. Later, the journalist asked Zidane about the attitude of the Spanish players, who celebrated the fact that they had neutralized Messi and claimed their victory was a flawless tactical masterclass. At that moment, the Frenchman's calm completely disappeared, replaced by genuine fury. What I saw from the Spanish national team players after the final whistle was disgusting, childish, and shameful, Zidane fired back. It shows a complete lack of class and a total absence of the humility that every true champion must possess. Winning a match, or even an entire tournament, never gives you the right to mock or provoke legends who built the glory of this sport long before these boys even learned how to kick a football. I watched Dani Olmo and several of his teammates pretending to promote sportsmanship and fair play in front of the cameras, while behind the scenes they were throwing cheap insults and playing dirty games to provoke the Argentinians. Yes, they won the trophy, but they lost the respect of the entire world. Zizou emphasized the enormous difference between this Spanish team and the true legends of Spanish football. When you win a World Cup, you must respect the opponent who forced you to fight for nearly 2 hours at the absolute limit of your strength. You don't celebrate provocatively in front of a devastated and heartbroken bench just to start a confrontation. That is an ethical failure that stains the beauty of your own achievement. They should learn from Spain's golden generation, from men like Xavi Hernandez, Andres Iniesta, and Iker Casillas, who knew perfectly well how to remain humble in victory. Their mediocre attempts to belittle Messi will never erase the fact that he is, was, and always will be the greatest nightmare they fear facing. The interview reached its most intense moment when the conversation turned to the altercation inside the tunnel and the harsh criticism from the European media directed at Leandro Paredes and Nahuel Molina for confronting the Spanish players. That was when Zidane dropped an absolute bombshell that left the interviewer speechless. To all those analysts and hypocrites sitting comfortably in television studios calling Paredes and Molina sore losers, let me say this very clearly. Keep your mouth shut. What Paredes and his teammates did was the natural and visceral reaction of real men defending their honor, their captain, and their family. Let me remind the entire world of what I myself did in the 2006 World Cup final, in the very last play of my professional career. I headbutt the Italian defender Marco Materazzi in the chest because he refused to respect my honor and said disgusting things that no man with blood running through his veins could ever tolerate. My final dance in a World Cup ended in tragedy and pain, exactly as it happened to Messi today. I fell while defending my dignity, and I completely understand the fire and frustration the Argentinians felt on that pitch. Zidane looked straight into the camera and delivered his final verdict. Football is not a stage play, nor is it a peaceful walk through the park. It is a battle where blood, courage, and honor are always on the line. When you see your leader, your symbol, being provoked and mocked by average players who suddenly think they own the universe simply because they scored a goal in extra time, your sacred duty as a teammate is to step forward, stand your ground, and defend him with all your heart. Paredes' shove was not an act of indiscipline. It was a loud and unmistakable message that Argentina's pride cannot be touched or humiliated by anyone. I have infinitely more respect for that kind of courage shown by real men than for the false morality of those who judge from the outside. Finally, Zidane dismantled Spain's tactical approach and exposed what he believed was the real reason behind their style of play. Let's speak honestly, without repeating the fantasies created by the Madrid press, Zizou declared. They keep talking about 68% possession as if it were a display of complete dominance, but the reality is very different. They played that way because they were terrified. They were absolutely afraid of one man named Lionel Messi. That is why they assigned 3 and even 4 defenders to mark him, constantly cutting off his passing lanes with repeated fouls while taking advantage of the referee's leniency. That slow, sterile possession football was not a demonstration of superiority. It was proof of the fear they felt that Messi could decide the match with a single moment of brilliance. Zidane concluded with one final devastating statement. Argentina reached this final as the tournament's most lethal attacking team, scoring 19 goals. Spain could not stop Argentina by simply playing football. They had to sit deep, waste time, and benefit from Enzo Fernandez's sending off at a crucial moment in extra time. Without that numerical advantage and without that favorable refereeing, Spain would never have been able to break through Argentina's heroic defensive wall. History has already been written in letters of gold, no matter what happens today or tomorrow. Lionel Messi and Diego Armando Maradona sit on the supreme throne of world football, a sacred place where no Spanish player will ever sit. A historic and powerful statement from one of the greatest minds the football world has ever known. Zidane said what millions of fans were thinking, exposing arrogance while passionately defending the honor of Argentine football. Now I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Zidane is right to defend Paredes' reaction and the pride of the Argentina national team? Or do you believe the European media is right? Leave your comment below right now because I want to read what you think. Don't forget to like the video, share it with all your friends, and subscribe to the channel to continue supporting this independent content. Thank you all so much. And vamos Argentina!